Welcome to Aiken Adventures. Today we're going to be your tour guides for Fort Pierce, Florida. Most people don't normally come to Fort Pierce on purpose, but if you happen to land here for whatever reason, whatever that may be, we just wanted to show you a couple of things that are really neat to this city and just show you what it has to offer.
City that has a vibrant history in the arts. It was home to the world-famous highwaymen who were known for painting scenes of rural and agricultural Florida. And so, in keeping with that motif and in keeping with that theme, many of the downtown buildings and downtown businesses emphasize the artwork of many of Fort Pierce residents. So we're on a hunt for peacocks. They're usually around here somewhere. In Fort Pierce on the west side of US 1 is what they call the Peacock Arts District. And the reason is because there's some peacocks that just randomly roam the streets over here.
Yeah, they're so pretty.
So confession time, we've never stopped to try to look for them before. Nope. We have always just, they've always just been an obstruction to traffic. So we always stop as we're going down the road to wait for them to cross the street. But there are literally hundreds of them. They're everywhere.
You can hear them.
And they're so loud. As we were walking through the downtown area to look for the peacocks, we actually wandered past the First United Methodist Church. And the First United Methodist Church has beautiful architecture. It's actually over 100 years old. Downtown Fort Pierce is actually a beautiful area, and there's been a lot of work to revitalize it. There's actually a number of upcoming and future construction projects, some of which are already taking place. And also, on Saturday, there's a farmer's market that if you come early enough, you'd be able to stop by and buy some local produce.
So in downtown Fort Pierce, there's a marina, and also there's a really nice, almost like little park area down here by the water. So it's really cool to come down here with your family. You can sit on the benches, watch the birds, watch the fish, watch people fish. It's actually really neat.
Today we're having lunch at Second Street Bistro. So in keeping with the arts theme of Fort Pierce, in a lot of the local downtown places, there's art hung everywhere. In Street Bistro, they started doing artwork on their sound baffles on their ceiling.
We already took you to Second Street Bistro, which was really good, but another local place that people in Fort Pierce absolutely love, and if you come to visit here, this is a place you need to go, is Dale's Barbecue.
After lunch, we just drove by to the Sunrise Theater. It opened its doors in 1923. It's a 1,200 seat theater, and when it opened, it was the largest theater between Jacksonville and Miami. After that, we crossed over the bridge over to Hutchinson Island, and we went out to the jetty. We had a great time, and Vivian loved running up and down the jetty and stomping in the puddles of water, but it's a beautiful view of the ocean just off the coast of Fort Pierce.
Sometimes you can see wildlife at the jetty too. You can see all kinds of birds and people fishing, manatees, dolphins.
Not too far from the jetty is one of our favorite beaches to go to. It's South Beach. To be honest, we're not great fans of the beaches in Fort Pierce.
No. We lived on the Gulf Coast, as you probably saw in our Pensacola video, so we like Gulf Coast sand and water.
But there are a couple of beaches that do have really nice sand and are well kept. South Beach is one of them. Also, we really like Pepper Park. Right next to the Navy SEAL Museum is one of our favorite beaches to go to. Two birds with one stone with your family if you go to the Navy SEAL Museum and check out some of the things that are there, and then also hit up the Pepper Beach State Park, I think it is. After we finished our tour of Fort Pierce, we swung by Nelson's to be able to grab some stuff at the produce stand there. Anytime somebody comes into town, we recommend that they stop by Nelson's for some locally grown produce.
It's so good. They have so many options, and they don't just sell fruit and vegetables. They have their own local honeys. They have like apple butters and jams. They have coffee. They have pretty much everything, and all of it is wonderful.
Love their selection of tropical plants which grow really well in my backyard. We concluded our trip at Nelson's with buying some of Fort Pierce's very own Natalie's orange juice.
So fresh, and it'll say on the bottle, it'll say just 2 ingredients. We had pineapple and orange, and that was it. And you can tell a difference.